I stole my sister's microphone. She bought for like $20 off of like some Temu shop. I mean, you know, is it? I use it better anyways. Rawr. I'm a tiger. Oh, a tiger. Rawr. Hold on, I'm putting the microphone on. You. Can you hear me? Do you wanna build a snowman? Where should I put the camera? What? And that's crazy. Hello. So, keep smoking, kids. It's a better alternative than trying to use your own brain juices to calm down. How could you even do that? Like, with all this anxiety and depression, right? Imagine having control over oneself. What a joke. Um, no. Yeah, practice self control, discipline. That's very important. God damn, I look so Middle Eastern. Thank God I am Middle Eastern. برادر برادر خوب هستین شما. میشه لطف کنین بگین اون خانمی که با شما هستن سوتیانشون زده بیرون، مماشون چاکش زده بیرون، کی هستش؟ مادرم هستن. I'm not losing my mind. You're losing yourself. You know, a friend of mine once said, Barari, you gotta lose your shit to find your shit. So my question is, why are we not losing our shits, you know? I feel like every time you lose something and then you commit to finding it again, and eventually when you do find it, if ever, um, you commit harder to not losing it. So I guess that's what he was trying to tell me. To commit to finding myself and not losing it again or appreciating it more. But he's dead. So I guess his words don't matter. No, I'm kidding. Um, I mean, about the part where his words don't matter. Dude really did pass away. R.I.P. Nah, he did say a lot of good stuff. Um, I mean, he's one of the reasons why uh, I found confidence in pursuing this journey. God, where would I be without Monster? Sponsor, please. I don't do skateboarding, but I do a lot of mental gymnastics. Quite the professional, too. If yeah, no. I got pretty good tricks, too, for mental gymnastics. Anyways, as you can see, I'm out here in the park. I'm that weird gaijin. But hey, if you're not a weird gaijin, what are you? Um, there's a lot of topics I want to talk about. Um, let's talk about intention. Okay, I feel like people don't realize the severity and importance of intention in our lives. Um, it is intention that drives us towards really anything. It's when you boil it down to anything, you're you come down to intention. If you intend to do it, then you do it. And if you're not doing the thing that you say you're intending to do it, then maybe you're not intending at all. But that's not what intention is. I think intention goes even deeper. I think intention um, is the source of the power source of a lot of things in life, that happens in life. And I wanna talk about the two sides of intention. The good and the bad. I think there is no bad in this world. There's only bad intentions. Okay, and it's only bad intention if you don't realize what you're doing is bad in the first place. I guess you gotta have some self-awareness, and I think that self-awareness is taught to us by pursuing an intention and then coming up with bad results and then learning from those bad results and understanding that the intention in the first place was bad. Hmm. That about covers what I want to say. And on the other hand, good intentions. Good intentions are um, everything else. Um, if if you act on intention, you get results, and from results, you can figure out if the intention in the first place was good or bad, and then moving on, it'll be easier for you to make more good intention um, progress. But that's the thing, right? There's a plateau of self-awareness. Okay, and there's a plateau for experience with intention and how things flow in life. The plateau is, I understand it so much so that I can see it in others as well, but not everybody sees it. And so what happens is, like, you're stuck in this space where you wanna help others, but others do not understand the help you want to give them, and it's really hard to really, like, help them through these intentions, um, and it becomes frustrating. But then, in this process of, like, wanting to help people with their intentions, their growth, their journeys, um, you realize that it's really easy to manipulate them. Like, you can use their need for exploring life to um, put your intentions into theirs, and then drive them towards places you want them to go. And that's where the plateau is. And then it gives you, like, a sense of power over others. And this sense of power is not fake either. It's very real. It's like, it's how manipulation exists. It's how um, you're able to move pieces towards places where you can make use of them, right? And then that's when a more seasoned uh, person in life realizes the potential that an individual has over others, and the exercise of this self one's own um, you know actions over others is just, it's very intoxicating. um, but this is why I call it a plateau, because when people get to this point and this realization, it's easier to chase this sort of newfound sense of worth above others. But the downside of that is that they forget that they themselves are stopping themselves from going beyond the point they've reached. There is no limit to how well we can understand life. Okay, the limit of it, if you ever want to put one on, is the end of life and the end of everything, really, not just our life, but everything, right? But that's where we should reach, and then that that's crazy because they get to a point, these more experienced people with the knowledge of intention, the flow of life, good and bad, when they reach that point when they realize how easy it is to influence others, they they forget that they themselves um, set out to be on a journey of reaching the limits, and so they just get stuck, and they themselves don't grow. So when they start manipulating others, um, at some point they reach their own limits, and because they haven't spent time in bettering themselves, becoming stronger themselves, it's um, things fall apart. They they don't have enough self-awareness to control themselves and others so much, and it just starts falling apart. It becomes toxic. I think I think that's what's going on in a lot of places. It's that people forget that they are growing. This idea of being an adult. They mistake it with maturity and understanding of the flow of life, right? And so they see themselves as an adult and a mature amongst their peers, and so they forget that those are two different things. Being an adult is called, you know, is like being responsible, but just because you know more than others does not make you an adult. So we're always like children who are growing. And I do want to make a lot of religious allegories here as well, but I don't. I maybe we can do that later on. So yeah, back to the intentions, right? There is no bad, um, just intentions, and intentions can be good and bad, and a bad intention is when you intend to do something, you get bad results, and instead of learning from them, you do them again. You just make the same mistakes. Well, then now you are proceeding with bad intentions. You realize that, oh, like, if I do these things, it will affect it in this way, and I will get this result. Although it's bad for people, I might have profited a little bit. So I'm just going to do this bad thing again because now, like a mercenary, I'm in control of, I'm profiting off of chaos, off of war. Uh, such and so on and so forth. I guess, like, that's where I want to stop for now. See you guys in the next episode.